Hi, beautiful beings of light, sensitive souls, star seeds, light workers. Happy 2024. How are you all doing? I felt called to just transmit a short light language transmission, healing, clearing today. Not sure what's going to come through yet, but it's about this process of continuously illuminating from within. That's what came through, this process of inner illumination, of embodying our light. And that's really picking up pace now. I haven't created a video for a while because I've been really sick with COVID over Christmas, but I'm coming back to 100%. And so I really wanted to create something that would really serve people at this time. And my perspective on the new year is a little bit different to the masses. I don't actually really feel like that January the 1st is the new year, is the time to do New Year's resolutions, is the time for cleansing and all of the usual stuff. That feels outdated, or it doesn't feel aligned to me. I'm just going to put it that way. So you feel what's right for you always, as you are your own authority. For me, I feel like we're still right in the middle of winter, a time of introspection, a time of the dark, the inner, of incubation, this liminal space, the in between. I've always personally felt more the new year begins in spring. And until a few hundred years ago, most people celebrated it at the end of March, 25th of March, I think it was, or the 15th of March. Either of those is kind of around the spring equinox, is when I feel that is the time of rebirth for me. And so when we're in the heart of winter, I feel a lot is still percolating, and there's still a lot of breakdown before we break through the earth to the light, the new levels of light. That doesn't mean we're hunkering down and never doing anything. Of course not, because it depends on all sorts of things in your life, your natural cycles, as well as the seasonal cycles. There are the astrological cycles and energies. And so depending on your own charts and how you're feeling, do what you feel is right for you. But for me, I still feel like we're in a process of breaking down. And while we're breaking down, as I've said before, we're still building up anew, but we're still, as a collective and as a lot of us healers who are here to be the bridge and birth this new age of this new earth, going to, you might call fifth dimensional consciousness. I don't always use those terms, but that's how you might feel. I mean, we kind of are already in fifth dimensional consciousness, but maybe not fully and completely all the time. So we're still breaking down the old structures. I feel that 2024 is going to be a massive year of completing cycles, closing out old karmic cycles, and having real profound breakthroughs. So it can still feel really messy. So as sometimes we go into a new year, we feel like suddenly that's it. Everything's got to be great now. It's going to be full momentum. It's going to be this linear process of, expansion, 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 growth, 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 growth. But I feel like there's still going to be a lot of contraction as well, a lot of hard stuff to face if you're on that path where you're having to face a lot of past life trauma and karmic patterns, and you're working with the collective energies. There are still a lot of energies that do not want to see a new earth being birthed. So there are a lot of oppositional energies. There are a lot of things us light warriors still have to be doing, whether we feel like it or not. And I mean, generally, whether you're always working your light, whether you feel like it or not. And we can really beat ourselves up because we feel that when we feel we're a lower vibration often. So if we're feeling, pissed off, frustrated at our slow progress, or needing to be more patient than you'd like, or things aren't going your way, or you feel you should be healed already by now, You know, I know what it's like. I have all these things, but you know, when you're like that and you'll feel like, oh, I'm too low, and now I'm really low vibrational, now I'm stuck in 3D, blah, 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 then you really beat yourself up and go into judgment and you expect yourself to be somewhere other than where you are. No, that in itself needs to be untangled. You know, we are where we are, where we are, and coming into acceptance of this messy roller coaster ride of awakening is raising our vibration, coming into 0 point and absolute acceptance of where we are, how we are right now, even if you feel like shit, even if you feel that you're going through stuff that you can't, it's just too hard. You know, the caterpillar going through its metamorphosis dissolves itself completely before it can become a new creature. And we know we are doing that, and we expect often to fit a time schedule. We often expect it to fit into a neat box and into a timeline, into, you know, January the 1st, and January, that's new fresh energy. So let's just all expand and expect everything to shift. But you know, it is not like that often. And I think we need to be really compassionate and gentle with ourselves to keep showing up with courage and taking steps forward and being bold, because that is required. And to also just keep coming back as much as we can to center, 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 heart, 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 stability, ground. I am where I am. I love and accept myself, and I'm open to the highest possibilities. That's kind of my process, my practice when I'm feeling the storms, like the wind. We've had a lot of winter storms here in the UK, a lot, like one after the other of winter storms, where I just felt energetically also, as well as literally, battered by the storms, especially being ill with COVID. And I've had to come into real acceptance. Okay, you know, I am where I am. Yeah, I'm not going into 2024 how I wanted to. I'm not going into 24 with like absolute, you know, I've got all my intentions written down. This is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to create. This is what I'm going to manifest. For me, it's about, yeah, holding the vision. For me, I feel like this new upcoming new moon in Capricorn, it will be a good time for setting more maybe intentions. Again, do what's right for you, what feels right for you. I'm just sharing my perspective and my journey in case it resonates, because I feel like there's so much, especially on social media, of all this like overly positive outlook. It's what you can call toxic positivity sometimes, where it's all about expansion constantly, all about manifesting, manifesting, manifesting. But a lot of us who are chosen to be here at this time as light workers don't always get exactly what we want, how we want it, and when we want it, because we're here for a higher vision, a higher purpose. And it takes often not things going your way, your ducks not lining up in a row, and weathering storms so you can develop fortitude and strength, resilience, and absolute unconditional trust despite things not working out how you want. And that's what makes you a spiritual warrior. And that's what makes you strong enough to lead others and be the spiritual leader for others that you came here to be. You know, it's really an inner led life. Of course, have desires. Of course, you know, create. We are powerful creators. And let that all align with your soul's mission, with your ultimate purpose, with your optimum timeline. That's for the highest good of all. And it's not always what you expect. In fact, most of the time, it's not what you expect. My path, what I'm doing now, is not at all what I expected. It's completely different. But this is my soul calling. And if you're watching this video and still watching, then you're probably feeling a soul calling too. And you're thinking, this is a crazy journey. And it can be easy to get a bit addicted to sort of watching also forecasts and things like that, energy updates, astrology, tarot readings all about what's going to happen, what's going to happen, what's the energies of 2024. And that's fine to a certain extent. But we, I feel like we can get really carried away, and we're actually losing our center point by constantly chasing after things. We're leaking energy when we're constantly seeking healing, constantly seeking prophecies of a future we haven't created yet. So my invitation, going off on a bit of a ramble, but my invitation and what I want to bring through now is what supports us right now in our metamorphosis, in our embodying our light, becoming more luminous beings, which is a messy, destructive, crazy process that can feel deeply challenging. And in the midst of winter, and we're in this in-between time, we're entering a year, yes, which I'm feeling is going to be quite revolutionary all round. What is the best way to support ourselves through this embodiment process, through this ascension process, through the mess and the chaos and the uncertainty and the trauma healing? I mean, massive amounts of trauma healing from this and other lifetimes, from lots of stuff is coming up to come out still. And don't beat yourself up if you're entering January and you're still dealing with a lot of stuff and you want it to be different. It's a real delicate balance, I feel like, between holding the vision of what we want to see in the world and following through consistently with action steps to creating that, and honoring where you are, and keep coming back into center and really grounding your energy, really grounding your light and coming back into your heart, and not over relying on the outer forecasts and things that can really, really be energy leaks. Listen with discernment and say, okay, what's right for me? What's my path? What's my soul calling me into? Yeah, so that's my little 2 cents worth. And I'm going to bring through some light language, some codes from my higher self and whatever is wanting to come through to be expressed, to just help with this embodiment process, to help with this inner illumination and this constant process of breaking down the old, and still, even though we're in January, still releasing old stuff, because often we can feel, it's January, it's fresh energy. But there's still a lot of breakdown to go. I'm speaking from personal experience and for people I'm connected with. So if that's for you too, do not despair. My heart is with you. And we're all going through this. There's so many of us going through this, however many people you see who seem to have it all together and are living lives of constant bliss and joy. I don't know how true that really is. And everyone is on a different path, but those who are called into spiritual leadership, into light work, and have soul gifts to birth, to help others, and to really help co-create the world we want to live in, often go through a challenging process. And we can get into sort of that spiritual perfectionism of wanting it to be a certain way at a certain timeline. And I just want to support those who are going through this kind of thing to come back to their hearts, come back into, and also feeling like the lower centers, the legs, the belly, the lower energy centers, and just ground your light as you are, how you are. So you can allow that life force to move through you into all the areas of your life. It's more of a feminine approach to really root down, allow your Shakti, your life force, to move through you and say, and where do I want to create? Where's wanting to be fed with my life force? What's wanting to be created and expressed today? How can I be more in my authentic self-expression? Where is my soul guiding me today? How can I connect with others who are my soul team today? How can I open to more life and opportunities today? So yeah, really grounding down to allow that to come through rather than trying to reach up out and out. That's my perspective. When I bring through my light codes, it's really from in here. I do not go out of myself. I actually come more into myself. So when I come into my deepest heart space, I feel like I really truly connect with cosmic consciousness, with infinity, with all that is, and speak through my heart. So that's what I'm going with. And I'm sure everyone has different pathways and different journeys in different ways. And that's really interesting too. There's probably just not one way. But this is the way I've found that I'm actually more in connection with cosmic wisdom, with my ancient cosmic wisdom, with my galactic family, is through being more here and more in my body. Irana kotori arasha uto kreshe ni tigrano uto ishe. Irana koto iana uto koisha. So yeah. So let's start bringing this light language through now. So if you would like to see this transmission, use your intuition to see if this is the right time for you to receive this. It's not really ideal when you're running around, you're driving, you've got kids around, definitely not. This is more of a time when you can actually press pause and be present. So if you can't do that now, that's totally fine. Come back to it. But I invite you, if you are ready for this, I'm not even planning it to be very long. Just center in your heart, place your feet on the ground, feel your feet on the ground. Place maybe your hand on your heart and your hand on your belly. You don't have to close your eyes if you wish to, you can. And just receive this supportive light transmission to help you with your embodiment process, to help you go through the chaos and the challenges, to help you be more in your luminosity, in your radiance. Yana Yana Katera no Sheo Yano Yana Katara na Kotoriana Sha Utokeshe Irana Katera no Oto Oyeni Yana na Otoko Ishe Yonana Ut Eshe Ya Ut Ana Ike Irana Koto Isha Ite erana katarana katarana ite karatot geni katakata inkoto irani. Oh ja, die karato kot unke tikito kot to shut kanita rana kato to ket nia katata kot to to tikara shut nia nana katata to itikrot no sha. Otte ke etikra shut ikatekra no to ko etikra shut kanana kate etikra to itikra to te ya na kotori kot niaka. Utika esheke e niataka e rako oishe yaraka akika oko ia itika itikra shutika nita o ye anika o itikra shut ikitikra nukoto itikra nukoto nika ke ikara koto to tikra nika to te ania nakata takra to ike ishaka to takra tikra nia kata takra to ira tikra nia tata e. So I'm feeling is a lot of this is a lot of what we're experiencing is the solar energy, the solar flares can kick up a lot. Yana no to shri yana to ko yane shane yano o yane o to tikara shot ko to tikara shini ata yana no ko to yana shane o. Ut rakana etikrato o no ishe karato kara tikri niataka etikrato to etikrato to yanika niaka otokrot kotokrot otkrot 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 etikrano koto katirana koto to yaneshe etikrato o ite eranita ranakato otokoro yanakato ishatika anokoto ini. Oteke etikarato koto 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 kerano koto koto ini kate kata kate kate kata koto 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 ini ya kata kata kono to koto koto to itikara itikara ini koto to itikara itikara ini ya koto koto ini kata kata kedo iya ni koya ya no to irani ka oto to i te krishe e ne te erani te kerano ikarata kata ono ishe Diana katarana katarana uto ishe 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 itigri igri 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 uto inisha. Yanika no itigera nisha. Iano kolia nitarina koto isha nitka. Igrata niata tiranishe. Oyaka nisha. Yeranite. Iganu. So there's a lot going around the heart zone to solar plexus and running down. So it's downward current. I'm feeling a lot of spirals. Diano koi sheela no koto irasha. Otokana she dirana. Oyi niki eranika no. Ike erasha no odirashe. Ok otoke tigrasha. Ikara no otoini. Otokrono, otokrono, otokrono. Diana katarana. Ot ishe. Like I'm feeling like really to strengthen your central column of light, just focus on your pillar of light. Iano koye ni tigrasha, otokonaisha. Really connect to Gaia, Mother Earth, really find a tree to hug. It's harder in winter. I just went today and just lay my back against a big oak tree for a while. Let nature hold and support you. Part of the destructive patriarchal patterns and energy beings, let's say, who are seeking to keep us in separation, disconnection. You know, it's really vitally important that we really do everything to stay in connection. And connection is through the heart, through grounding, through, you know, being in nature as we are nature. The more time we are on screens and in allowing ourselves to go into sort of high beta brain states and anxiety and constant bombardment of frequencies, it's just so easy to come out of center. It's so easy to come out of our connection and out of our heart, and we end up here. I don't mean that in third eye. I mean that in overstimulation. You might feel that for yourself. I definitely do if I'm on the screen too much or in Zoom too much. I sometimes have to like remove what I've picked up and really come down, like because it can keep you out of your heart space. And it's really vitally important that we stay in our heart space, because that's what the frequency is that's unique to humanity that we're bringing through this heart. You know, Gaia is the heart chakra of the solar system, I've heard. And bringing more heart consciousness is so important at this time. And it does take a concerted effort when when there's a lot of the sort of collective energies are so not of heart. So keep coming back to your beautiful heart. And even if there's a lot of pain there, allow the pain to come through. I've been releasing a lot over the last year from my heart. A lot of, you know, wounds are held around the heart, and, you know, being overly protective from past betrayal and abandonment and unforgiveness, all sorts of things. So take care of your precious, tender heart. Let's see if anything else wants to come through. I was feeling a lot of crystalline diamond sort of frequencies coming in to really help us embody our light and take up more space as our light, express more of our luminosity. I o tukara shini ke te rano to isha anu ko i rani. I ka ato i rani ka te I rata koto I na shi te kara to to te I na kata. I ka rata kara unu to I te kara shkut I te kara nuko to te kara nia kato utokoro to koto ki I rani ke te kara shati ke. I ka rato to I nia kata. I ka rata ka nuko to I rana. O te kereshe e ka nika no I te karana ka te rani sha o to karashe I ka rato o to I ani sha I ka atikara nita o to I ana I ki e rani te e o to kasha I ka rato ko I ni ki e rana ki te sha o to karashana o ia niki e rano kotori ana ishe o ia nika o ia nika ia nisha o yo no ia o ia nikari ni ano to ira Ia ni kani ni ana toto I rasha. O te krashu te ka ni te ra no to isha ni ka no to I nani. O ia ni karana katarana kotori ana sha. O to no to te ni a. Ia ni te karano. O ki arana katarana kotori ana sha. She. Ike e she koto ira ni te rana sha. O ia ni. So I feel like a lot of today's actually was a heart transmission, the light codes for helping you embody your light more to go through this process of metamorphosis and deconstruction and allow more light through. So just to support you through this process really and integrate the massive accelerated changes that we're going through and help you allow in and receive the light codes that are coming streaming through with more grace and ease, and to ease out the turbulence a little bit and to activate those what's ready to be activated in you to shine more fully and authentically and stay really grounded and anchor your light, you know. So yeah, the heart transmission is just also a deeper level of real compassionate healing and feeling a lot of tenderness and compassion as well. Be gentle with yourselves. I hope this supported you. Feel free to comment and like and even subscribe if this is supportive to you. And I invite you to join my weekly free Heart Haven if you would like weekly connection where we focus in on our hearts, bring more heart consciousness to ourselves and to the world and to all that is, and come into nervous system regulation. And I give a free light language transmission every week. So if you'd like to sign up for that, see the details below. Otherwise, I will see you shortly. Much love and blessings. Take care.